So it sounded a big weekend down at the bottom, especially for Wolves with their victory at Bournemouth. What a fantastic win that is. And, of course, all the other results went their way as well.
Yeah.
5 points clear of the bottom three. Chelsea, I don't know what you can say about them, but their season is imploding at the moment. Newcastle edged that 4-3 win against Forest. The ultimate game of two halves, I think it's safe to say.
Jeff, I watched it. I couldn't believe it. What an 11, 12-minute period that was.
I know.
They're hanging on. To be fair to them, they could have scored on the counter when Forest were throwing everything forward. But it was a great game to watch.
You do worry a bit about what's happened to the Forest defence, which has been the foundation of their success this season. And I don't just mean at St James's Park either. It's been in the last 3 or 4 weeks now. And the title race, well, it looks like it's all over, doesn't it, after Liverpool's victory at the Etihad and Arsenal's home defeat against West Ham. Is it all done and dusted? In my opinion, yes. In your opinion, Coisty, is it all done and dusted?
Yes, I think so, mate. I've not seen anything from Liverpool that tells me that they're going to crack or crash or going to run. They've been fabulous. Credit where it's due. They have been fabulous. I know there are a couple of draws here and there, and obviously you get back long ago the defeat to Forest at home. But over the season, up to the end of February, they've hardly put a foot wrong, and they thoroughly deserve to be where they are at this moment in time.
Absolutely. Mo Salah's had a wonderful season, another wonderful season. But yesterday, he looked completely different class, didn't he?
Magnificent. That's the only word to describe his performance yesterday and his performances, Jeff. He is, without doubt, in my opinion, one of the elite players to play in the league of all time. I think he honestly deserves to be up there mentioned with your likes of your Henrys, your Bergkamps, and all those kind of guys. I genuinely do, Jeff. I think he's a phenomenal talent. And it was amazing looking at him at the start of the season. I thought incredibly, I thought his body shape actually looked stronger and leaner and fitter. And he was never ever carrying anything at all, Jeff. But he just looked as if he'd done a bit of extra work in the gym. He looked amazing, or he looks absolutely amazing. And I don't think it's any surprise, with his contract being up at the end of the year, that his form has been absolutely phenomenal. Somebody told me that's another season 30. It's remarkable, absolutely remarkable. He's without doubt, as I mentioned earlier, I think, Jeff, one of the best players to grace the league.
I don't think there's any question about that. The debate was set alight at the weekend about whether he's the best ever Premier League player. That's very difficult to make a decision, and something like that is it. Different players from different decades and the such like, and in different positions as well. It's pretty much impossible, isn't it? Luke, the West Ham fan, says, if we're saying it's done at the top, do we also think it's done at the bottom? It doesn't stutter in the text like that, but is it also done at the bottom?
And neither it should.
Yeah, bottom three don't look like winning at all. That's from Luke, the West Ham fan. Well, you're all right, Luke. That's for sure. I'm still not convinced it's done at the bottom, and I know.
Who are they catching then, Jeff?
Well, the bottom three, obviously they can only catch Wolves. But if I look, I was in Ipswich on Friday night, and there was a lot of optimism about the game against Spurs, and of course it all went pear-shaped. But they'll go to Old Trafford with absolutely zero fear, and I think if Ipswich can get a victory there, then they're still alive.
Yeah, I think that...
that was a very qualified by the way. That was a that meant no.
Yeah, I think that, mate. I do, mate. Sadly, I think that, and I've said it for a couple of weeks, a good few weeks. I even said it at the start of the season, I think, and it's you don't need to be Nostradamus to I just think the three teams can always struggle because of circumstances, and I tipped them to go down again this year. And I don't take any pleasure in it because I don't think it's good for the league. It's certainly not good for football when you have that gap. But getting back to Ipswich, I think they just had a little bit of a struggle, Kieran McKenna, and I looked at that result. The one result at the weekend that we will talk about probably at some stage later on, again, Cunha is scoring for Wolves at Bournemouth. That was a massive, massive result for Wolves, I've got to say to you, Jeff. But also really sore one for a Bournemouth team who have been magnificent. Because unless I'm mistaken, I think that would, if they'd managed to win that game, that would have taken Bournemouth up into 4th position, right, behind Forest in 3rd.
And it was for me as well another unwarranted VAR intervention, because Zabani's red card was never ever a red card. Yeah,
it's a terrible decision.
Coisty, I feel your frustration. You're right.
Oh man, I watched that again last night. I've written it down. I said because I knew right away Jeff will have my back on this one. It's a terrible decision.
Yeah, it was a shocker. Give us a call this morning to discuss what you've seen this weekend. 03717 22 3344. Liverpool fans, is it over in February? You know it is. Arsenal fans, how disappointed are you with your team this season? Give us a call on that. Plus, Mo Salah, let us know your views on him too.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.